working class boy for a scheme, thinking he could have a pipe with Boris and Boris wouldn't lie to him, because he'd just be his pal. And he doesn't want to vote Labour because he thinks Jeremy Corbyn was in the Pogues, because some cunt in a pub told him that. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Another caller in there. Hello, caller, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Hello, hi there. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling that radio. What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Marjorie Shrapnel from Tunbridge Wells.
Well, thank you for phoning, Marjorie. Have you got an opinion on the general election?
Yes, so what I think the politicians should really be talking about is the matter of space and how much space the UK really has and how much the UK should have. See, I think it's really important now we're in the 21st century. We should start thinking about when we send people up into space, how much space will the UK have? You know, when those brave astronauts and men and even women are going up into space, how much space is going to be ours? Because no other party is talking about this. Well, I believe the Tories are the ones that care about it. They're not talking about it on air.
Or they're thinking about it off air, though. They're aware.
I think they're the ones I trust on this issue, since they're definitely, looking after our interests in terms of how much everything we have. How that the UK is really ours, not the European Union. So I think they'll make sure that our space is our space.
So so there's not going to be. So you wouldn't be happy to share any space with the EU?
No. I think it's important that we claim as much space, and not just the space that's above the UK when you go up, but also the English Channel and the other bits that are there are ours.
Yes.
The British Virgin Isles, the British Columbia, probably Australia.
That's quite a big bit of space.
Yes, but it is English, people there, and so it's definitely.
So what about Spain? I mean, there's quite a lot of English people in Spain as well. Should that also be UK space?
Well, Spain's a tricky one. I guess I would say if it was an English person whose house was they owned the land, then it should be their space. Or collectively, everyone in England who could share their space. This is something that politicians, really experts, should work out. Really,
So I'm just trying to imagine this. Sorry, I'm not as clued up on space as I should be. So if, say for example, you are a Tory voting, Brexit voting English person from Tunbridge Wells, you own a house in Spain, and basically all the space from the ground where you have the land right up through to the galaxy, basically.
Well, you see, that's not necessarily. We've got to negotiate this. This is the time. I think the Tories are the ones we can trust to make sure that if you have that house in Spain, that space over your house will be your space. And I don't think we can trust Jeremy Corbyn to have a hard line on this. Or even, it won't be even in his interest. He probably just cares about his cabbages. So,
yeah. And jam. I heard he likes jam.
Yes, well, yeah. Well, don't we all? But, it's not what he's being paid to do.
And so you think that the Tories are they are the party of the people, and they have your interests at heart?
Yes, well, they definitely, they maybe not everything they do is perfect, but who is in the party? What they will do is look after our interests by taking those hard decisions and being, sometimes you have to be a bit of a bully to make sure that you get what's yours, like space, like, and indeed, all these types of, looking after your rights, like, have what's yours.
Yeah, what was I've noticed this week that what seems to be happening is that Jacob Rees-Mogg says things, and then other people apologise for him, and then people are actually apologising for the apologies for not being apologetic enough, and you get lots and lots of apologies going on. Do you think that?
I'm sorry, I haven't been following this issue up to that extent that you have, Mark.
Yeah.
I think really social media is carried away, and really they should probably, it would be all sorted out if they, got together and had a chat about it, over whiskey or whatever you like.
So you don't think that any of the scandals that the Tories have been involved in over the last few years have would affect your vote at all?
Well, so it doesn't matter what they do in their personal life, just as long as they take a hard stand on the right issues. See, that's the thing about politics. You don't want the nice guy in it, because there's not nice guys abroad, are they? Like Berlusconi, or in France, they're not going to be nice. Angela Merkel. So you've got to have the people, who will stick up for you when you're fighting out.
Do you think that they are sticking up for you though, or are they sticking up for their own self-interests?
Well, it's all the same, really. What's we as British people, where we're all going to share in our future of whatever comes.
Do you think that's the case though, or do you think that maybe it'll just be very, very wealthy people who will share the spoils?
Well, whoever has the wealth, has a lot of say. Wealth doesn't come by accident. You've got to create it, haven't you, Mark? So if you created that wealth, I say.
So wealth creators. So you're saying that if you're a rich person, you're a wealth creator, and you should be applauded regardless of what you do, or even if you don't pay your taxes at all, you're a billionaire and you don't pay any taxes. As long as you have created wealth, you're a wealth creator, and it's fine.
Yes, well, the wealth creators, we may not like everything they do, but you've got to think about the odds. You've got to, you can't scare them away. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any wealth, because they're the wealth creators. And if they left, what would we be? We'd just be a large floating island in the middle of a sea.
In space.
Yes, and well, that space might not be ours unless we, look after it by, staking that claim, making sure that we let everyone know it's our space.
I think Richard Branson's going to buy all the space.
Well, he is British though, so he
didn't get to the top by being nice.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't
No.
Nice.
Not nice, but there's other words than nice that are still quite good, such as, powerful and wealthy and dynamic.
Dynamic.
And proactive.
Proactive.
Marketplace.
Determined.
Determined. Yes. I think that's a good word. Determined.
Ruthless.
Deliver the best outcomes for. That's what politicians, wealth creators are like. And it's not always. It's nice, but there's other words that we should be thinking about, such as ambitious. Yes. And whiteness. Did you say?
Ruthless.
Ruthless. Yes, in the certain, yes. So when push comes to shove, ruthless has to be said. Making those tough decisions, tough calls, tough attitude.
Negotiators.
Negotiate. Well, you don't want to negotiate. You want to go in and tell people what we need. Not negotiate with the EU. You need to have, you need to be forthright.
So do you think it's just because of no deal, Brexit, get it done, just no deal, just get it done?
Yes, and then we've got the rest of the world to talk to negotiate, to talk with.
Yes, not negotiate. To plunder.
No. To.
There's nicer words than plunder. I'm trying to think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not the 15th century.
It's a pillage.
I mean, I think we're more into just getting what we're worth and what's ours. Just claiming the wealth before someone else does.
Well, America might claim Britain.
They've got a lot of good politicians out there who are ruthless, not good, but we need someone like that just to protect us. Really, that's sad. That's a sad. That's how it is.
So, how would you feel if a proactive American came in and bought the NHS and took it from Britain?
Well, that's. I mean, obviously, you can't have an American owning the NHS. That would be, there's a reason why the royals couldn't get married to back in the day, there were laws about this, and I think the Tories would make sure that British things aren't owned by Americans.
So you'd think the NHS should stay free at the point of service, or do you think as long as it's a British person that buys it over, say like Richard Branson, who didn't get to the top by being nice, would you be happy for him to own the NHS?
I mean, no one's going to own the NHS. The NHS has always been the NHS. I'm sure it's scaremongering that anyone's going to buy the NHS. If they want to, take over some services, and do a better job, then possibly I would be inclined towards that, and maybe I would pay a fee to get some better services, but it'll still be the NHS. So I don't really know why people are talking about it so much, that they make it a big issue when really there are a lot of other issues on the table. I mean, the NHS is just going to be always there.
It's always going to be there, and it's just a thing. And the BBC were saying this week that we should stop talking about the NHS because it's been politicised.
Yes, exactly. And on my space question, that's not somewhere that's politicised. The NHS it's always be there. It's going to be there, and however what form it is in, with extra
in an app, maybe just pay turn it into a phone app, the NHS into a phone app, and just pay a monthly subscription to get access to the phone app services.
Well, yes, I have got an app actually recently, Mark. So I'm looking into moving into getting more apps. I had an app called Instagram, and so I think apps are maybe the way forward in many ways. Obviously, we'll get the doctors and nurses, and we'll get the experts to sort that out, really.
Sure. And have you got any final words for the listeners?
I think we've got a bit lost from my original point, which was about space. And really, I live in Tunbridge Wells. I'm quite in the, slightly in the suburbs, and I can see the space, and I think a lot of the time people are living in cities and never, looking up and thinking soon that might be taken over by, the French and the Germans and, the Americans.
So, vote for Tory and get a Tunbridge Wells Space Force.
Quite possibly. There is a lot of people, there's people outside the jobs, leaving jobs, I hear, so...
Captain Marjorie Shrapnel of the Tunbridge Wells Space Force.
Well.
Tell me you haven't thought about it.
Well, I'll quote you on that, because that's if you recommend me, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no.
Well, if anyone's listening out there and got your next captain of the Tunbridge Wells Space Force, thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate your call.
Could we design the outfit? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good luck getting your outfit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
You call that radio?
You call that radio?
Really struggling to articulate and describe a hip-hop artist from Glasgow. And it just hit me like a bolt from the blue. Scotland's answer to Eminem. It was brilliant. I nailed it. Scotland's answer to Eminem.